and I try to cover all bases where everybody has a teaching that they feel comfortable with. And this book, Gleanings Along the Path, is something that would appeal, I think, to everybody, no matter what stage of the path you're on. And this book came to me in a very unusual way. It was just this year, in fact. In January, every January I make my New Year's resolutions, and I always ask what I should make them. And this year it said, I was told by my master teacher, my higher self, that I should go into my old 30 years of newsletters and gather up all the articles that I had written through the years that explained my own personal experiences along the path and how they affected me. And this really surprised me because my newsletters and my teachings, I always thought everything that was important came from the masters, and I never tried to talk much about myself or my experiences because I didn't think that was what was important. However, in the newsletters, I'd always try to put just a little bit of update of what I was doing, and like if we'd been on a sabbatical or this or that. And I didn't think I was a teaching, I thought I was a sharing, because so many other people on the newsletter were going through similar experiences and having their meditative practices and things that they saw in meditation and visions and that sort of thing. And I got a lot of feedback in my newsletter how they had enjoyed what I wrote, and then they would share what they wrote, and I would put excerpts of their letters in the newsletter also. So when I was given this task, I thought, well, I probably only had about 20 of them or so. I just didn't even think too much about what I had written or what I hadn't. So I got out all my old newsletters and I started pulling out these little personal experiences. And I was amazed to find that I had 64 of them through the 30 years. So I had talked more than I thought I did about myself. And so I just gathered them just the way they were without any editing. And I asked my higher self, I said, well, all my other books, I've been trying to be kind of a perfectionist. I've edited and re-edited and maybe edited them to death, I don't know. But these little personal experiences, I just sat down and dashed out in a hurry right from my heart because I didn't think of them as anything that would be published. I just was sharing with the readers, and they were writing and sharing with me, like we'd write a personal letter or something. And so my higher self said, that's why it might be one of your best books, because it wasn't edited, it came from your heart. So it's been kind of popular, and people have gotten back to me that they have really identified, and it starts out when I first met masters and had my first channeling and went through some of the sabbaticals and everything, and then it ends up with my Kundalini experience and getting into God consciousness, which was just a marvelous experience that I didn't think I would ever experience, but it happened quite naturally, and I just feel so grateful for everything that led up to this. And I want to encourage all of you that this is what the spiritual path is all about. You start out with meditation and you end up with God consciousness. And if I can do it, certainly everybody else can. So God bless you all. And if you want more information, you can look at my website, dorothyleon.com.